Hello FPL managers and welcome to our Gameweek 7 preview. I will save the talk about my team to the end of this episode, but now let's start as usual with a few stats and facts. Did you know that Tammy Abraham is targeting his first league goal against the Seagulls at the 5th attempt, having faced them more often without scoring than any other side? Callum Wilson has scored 6 goals in 6 league appearances against West Ham, more than against any other opponent. He is looking to find the net in a 4th consecutive Premier League match for the first time and needs 2 strikes or assists to become the second Cherries player to reach 40 Premier League goal involvements after Josh King. Liverpool have won their last 12 Premier League matches against promoted sides, scoring 35 times and conceding only 4 goals. The last team to have a longer such winning run was Spurs with 16 wins between 2015 and 2018. Aston Villa are looking to record a 3rd consecutive Premier League clean sheet at home for the first time since December 2012, while Burnley are aiming for a first away shutout in 11 Premier League matches. Chelsea have won all 8 of their league meetings with Brighton. Another victory this weekend would set a record since the Football League began in 1888 for the most matches against an opponent while winning each time. Albion are also seeking to score more on the road, having drawn a blank in 5 of their last 7 Premier League away matches. Concerning clean sheets odds, Liverpool, Man City, and Leicester have the highest clean sheets odds for Game Week 7. Moving on to our budget picks, and our first pick is Leicester's Soyuncu. Harry Maguire's transfer to Manchester United paved the way for Soyuncu to become a nailed-on cheap starting option in the Foxes' defense. Much like Tomori, he can turn into a threat from set pieces, having already set up 1 goal this season. Leicester will face only 2 top 6 sides in the following 11 games, and this should improve their clean sheet potential. Tomori offers the cheapest route into Chelsea's backline despite their woes. They remain a top 6 side with many value options. On top of his clean sheet potential, Tomori is a major threat from set pieces and has already 1 goal to his name. Opponents Brighton usually struggle versus Chelsea, and currently they have found the net only once in the last 4 game weeks. McGinn. Despite a goal contribution of just 2 goals and 1 assist, McGinn remains one if not the most threatening midfielder in the game. Among the headliners for shots registered in the opening weeks, he has already registered 10 shots on target on top of 8 attempted assists. A favorable trio of games awaits McGinn Aston Villa, with 2 games at home and a trip to face a weakened Norwich struggling to keep clean sheets. And now it's time for our differential picks. This week we start with the Liverpool loanee at Bournemouth, Harry Wilson. Bournemouth are an attacking team. Harry Wilson already has 3 goals and 1 assist. He causes threat with any type of set piece from any angle. He had scored 16 league goals for Derby in the Championship last season, and most of them were quality strikes from way outside the box. Next we have the Polish international goalkeeper Lukas Fabianski. I know he plays against Wilson this week, but he does make so many saves, including penalties. He actually had the most saves in the game last season. Only Liverpool are on a longer Premier League unbeaten run than West Ham, who are undefeated in 5 matches. The Hammers are also unbeaten in 5 Premier League away matches. West Ham and Fabianski have had 3 clean sheets in a row and only conceded 2 goals in the last 5 games, and he is the highest scoring goalkeeper in the game. Lastly, we have Vardy. Leicester play a poor Newcastle team next on Sunday. After the Newcastle game, they do play a tough Liverpool team, but Jamie Vardy has a good record against the top 6 teams in the league. After the Liverpool game, he plays home to Burnley and away to Southampton. He's on penalties, of course, and you know what you're going to get from Vardy by now. Goals, goals, and goals. This season, 3 so far. The season before, 18, and 20 goals the season before that. That's a lot of points for a cheaper price than Premier strikers. Moving on to our recommended captain picks for this week, and they are Aguero, Firmino, and Abraham. And now we jump to a special segment which we call Fixtures Analysis. Best fixtures for attackers. Chelsea. The Blues have had a topsy-turvy start to the season, playing entertaining football and scoring goals, but being very leaky in defense. Only Norwich and Watford have conceded more. Attack is where they've been brilliant, with Mount and Abraham being the cheap source of FPL points, contributing 10 out of the 12 goal tally. Great fixtures and brilliant attacking form at bargain prices. It's time to get Mount and Abraham. Worst fixtures for attackers: Newcastle United. The Magpies have scored only 4 goals in the 6 opening games in the Premier League, equal with rock bottom Watford. It won't get any easier for them as they make a trip to Leicester on Gameweek 7 and then have to face United and Arsenal back to back. The addition of Joe Linton has not really worked out, as it's the same old boring Newcastle in front of goal. They are better in defense than they are in attack, so just avoid the likes of Almiron and Joe Linton unless you want a consistent supply of 2 points. Best fixtures for defenders: the Spurs. The Lily Whites have not had a great start to the season, but there is definitely a lot of room for optimism, especially when you look at their great fixture run. Yes, they have world-class attackers in Son and Kane, but there is just too much good value in defense to just ignore. Spurs face the toothless attacks of Southampton, Brighton and Watford in the next 3 games. Vertonghen and Alderweireld are safe picks, but Aurier looks like the best option with his potential attacking returns. Worst fixtures for defenders: Southampton. The Saints have kept 2 clean sheets in 3 Premier League away games, but a turn in fixtures will probably derail all this form, especially away from home. Gunn and Vestergaard have been fairly good FPL assets so far, but it's probably time to ditch them as Southampton will visit Spurs and Wolves, then host Chelsea in the next 3 game weeks. And now, bringing back the frequently asked questions segment. First question: who should we get from West Ham after their recent form? No doubt that West Ham's largest surge in form has turned many FPL managers' heads to their assets. West Ham haven't lost a game since the opening gaming defeat to Man City. They have 3 wins and 2 draws since then, scoring 8 goals in the following 5 game weeks and keeping 3 consecutive clean sheets in the last 3 game weeks. From attacking perspective, Yarmolenko has had more shots on target than any of his teammates and already has 2 goals to his name this season. Moreover, he's more budget friendly than Haller 7.4 and Felipe Anderson 6.9 mil. As for the Hammers defense, as we mentioned above, they have kept 3 consecutive clean sheets, which further consolidates the credentials of regular starter Ryan Fredericks 4.5 mil, who has 4 attempted assists through the last 5 game weeks, more than any other West Ham defender, taking into consideration several rotation worries for Arthur Masuako and Aaron Cresswell. Second question: keep or sell Sterling? One of the most common questions among FPL managers right now. After scoring 5 goals in the first 3 game weeks, Sterling has blanked twice and was benched once, since then returning only 5 points. Which is why he is the most sold player ahead of Game Week 7. We can understand that many managers have made the straight swap between him and Kevin De Bruyne, who returned with a back in Game Week 6, registering a goal and 2 assists after being benched in Game Week 5. We believe most of Man City Premier assets will be rotated considering their busy schedule, but the main point remains in Sterling's form. In his last 2 Premier League starts against Brighton and Norwich, Sterling registered just a single shot on target, so the 2 blanks he got were accompanied by 2 poor displays. Even Rodri and Otamendi has had more shots, 4, than Sterling over the last 5 game weeks. On the other hand, his teammate Sergio Aguero is yet to blank so far this season, registering 8 goals and 2 assists, has also completed the last 4 game weeks without being subbed, even with Jesus on the bench. Conclusion: if you have 2 free transfers or you're activating your wildcard, you can make the swap from Sterling to Aguero along with David Silva or Bernardo Silva. Otherwise, you can keep Sterling in your team for this game week as it's not a priority to sell him. Third question: who should we get from Spurs after their recent form ahead of their favorable fixtures? Spurs have now won just a single match from their last 7 in all competitions. Although there are concerns about recent Spurs form, they will be enjoying a decent run of fixtures over the next 3 game weeks, and the medium price bracket, Eric Lamela is the most obvious pick. He appears to have secured his role as a regular starter after starting all 6 of the opening game weeks, registering 2 goals and 2 assists. Among his teammates, Lamela is ranked 4th in terms of shots on target, while his 9 chances created are bettered only by the 10 of Christian Eriksen. As for Spurs' premium assets, Heung-min Son is starting to display a form that will ensure his inclusion for many FPL managers, registering 2 goals and 2 assists in the last 4 game weeks, which included 16 shots, 10 of them were from inside the box and 7 were on target. If you want to climb the rankings, you may want to opt to our differential pick Aurier The Ivorian is currently owned by just 2.8%, although Spurs are a bit sloppy at the back right now. Aurier remains a major threat pushing forward, which was shown in the last 2 game weeks where he registered 2 assists and had 1 goal disallowed by VAR against Leicester. Aurier can be a deadly differential for the weeks to come if he can add attacking returns along with clean sheet potential. And now that we've come to the end of the episode, it's time for a little talk about my team. In game week 6, my squad scored 76 points, which is awesome. It could have been an even better score if Aguero bagged one of the easy chances he missed, but I'm not gonna complain. De Bruyne and Lundstram, I'm just glad I had these two. Actually, I benched Lundstram in the last minute, but then I got lucky cause Kelly didn't play and he replaced him. Iwobi and Dean had a disappointing performance, and I plan to sell them both. I already sold Dean, in fact, and bought Otamendi. I'm also itching to buy a Chelsea player, but I still haven't decided who. For Game Week 7 I'm still not sure about captaincy, but Son is the most likely candidate. My overall is now at 383 points, and thanks to last game week, my overall jumped to 73,000. I'm very happy about that, but I know we still have a long way ahead. This is it for our Game Week 7 preview. Visit our Facebook, Twitter and website for daily tips and updates. Wishing you all good luck and peace!